Last night at the Big A, the Angels squeezed by in the early innings, then went long ball to secure a comfortable lead. That's all Ervin Santana needed to finish the deal as he picked the complete game gem. Today, the Halos go for the series win. It's Blue Jays and Angels next. Oh, we've got late afternoon action here at the Big A, the third and final game of the series between the Blue Jays and the Angels, the rubber game of this match, as the fans are coming in and hoping to get another performance like they saw last night by Ervin Santana. Hi, everyone, from inside the Big A. Victor Rojas along with Mark Gubza. Glad you could join us once again. And last night, as we talked about, Ervin Santana was spectacular. His second complete game against the Toronto Blue Jays this year. And it kind of goes in line with what Angels starting pitching has done in the month of May.
Yeah, Victor, they've been throwing the ball so well. And the big thing has been is attacking that strikes. And we saw that out of Ervin last night. They've done that so well in the last 18 games. An ERA at 3.31. So it means they're one of the best in baseball. Second, as a matter of fact, in the American League. Prior to that, the first 30 games, they were not pitching well. They were throwing a lot of pitches out of the zone. Their secondary pitches weren't there. If they attack it, throw strikes, and finish them off with that slider. Yesterday, that slider from Ervin was outstanding.
He pretty much had no-hit stuff. Unfortunately for him, gave up a couple of home runs. They were solo shots, but Angels picked up the victory. And last night's game was kind of fun to watch in that everything was clicking for this ball club. You even saw old Angels baseball, first to third, almost in every inning.
Well, they did everything right yesterday. You even to be able to go little ball in there, too. So their offense is predicated around being able to manufacture some runs, but it was started off by the fact that Ervin Santana was attacking that zone. Fastball, slider was virtually unhittable, but then you see right there, a suicide squeeze. The Angels have not done that a whole lot this season. They've been relying on the long ball, which has been at times successful. Speaking of that, Mike Nalby going his fourth in his last 5 games. He is crushing the ball, carrying that club at the bottom part of the order. They've been doing this the little thing. The defense, you see Reggie Wilkes filling in for Tori Hunter, comes sliding into making that play. So the things you do as far as defensively, offensively, and on the hill, where all 3 phases were perfect last night. Hopefully that carries into today.
Talking about carrying it over, you got a couple of right-handers on the mound this afternoon. Yoel Pinheiro trying to bounce back after that tough start in St. Louis. He'll be going up against the fireballer, right-hander Brendan Morrow. We're ready for action here at the Big A. We've got lineups and first pitch when we return. Howard's, official superstores of Angels baseball. Nobody beats Howard's. By your Southern California Hyundai dealers. Want more MPG? Hyundai has it. With 7 models, you get 30 miles per gallon or more. Hyundai's now the most fuel-efficient car maker in America. And by Shakey's Pizza, who competed in 22 World Series games and won 10. Go to Shakey.com/trivia. Yet another gorgeous afternoon here at the Big A. Beautiful blimp shot from high above the Big A, and the Angels have taken the field. And this is the rubber game of the series between the Blue Jays and the Halos. This is the starting 9. The Cito Gaston will run out there tonight. Same as last night. Jeremy Reed in left, Aaron Hill at second, Adam Lind, the DH, Vernon Wells in center field, Lyle Overbay at first base, Alex Gonzalez at shortstop, Jose Bautista hit his major league leading 15th home run last night. John Buck doing the catching. He's caught all 3 games in the series. And Edwin Encarnacion rounding out that starting 9. They'll be facing the right-hander Yoel Pinheiro, who last time out, facing his former mates in St. Louis, just did not have that sinking fastball. We've seen that once against the Yankees, once against the Tigers, and we saw it again this weekend in St. Louis.
Yeah, which he gave up 9 earned runs in that game last time out against the Cardinals. But prior to that, he only had given up 2 earned runs in his last 21 and a third innings pitched. Very good fastball. Works down at times, looks like a split-finger fastball. And he also has one of those, his changeup, curveball, and a slider. But early on in the ballgame, likes to establish that sinking fastball.
Time now for the Home Depot doing more on defense. The Halos behind him. Michael Ryan gets the start in left field. Torrey Hunter's back out there at center. Bobby's in right. Meister Sturz, Derek Ibar on the left side. Howie Kendrick Morales on the right with Mike Napoli once again doing the catching.
Michael Ryan out in left field today, taking over for Juan Rivera. We saw him make a great play, sliding play towards the foul line in the game earlier at the Big A, his 3rd start of the season, all in left field. A guy that can cover some ground, a pretty good arm, hits his cutoff man well, very aggressive in the outfield.
Well, the Angels have a chance to gain ground on the Texas Rangers. The Rangers lost to the Kansas City Royals earlier this afternoon as Reed takes outside for ball 1. So the Halos, who roll into this one 5 games back, now 4.5 games back technically with that loss, have a 22-26 record. 1-0 to Jeremy Reed. He'll top this one over to first base. Morales feeds Pinheiro, and there is out number 1. Time now for the Hyundai keys to the game. We're talking about Yoel Pinheiro this afternoon.
Keep it in sync. He's got to work that sinking fastball. That's a good start right there. Fastball down in the zone, gets a ground ball, weak ground ball at the end of the bat. If you see him keeping it down like that, you're going to get a lot of quick outs for Pinheiro today. Like a little in sync there, Victor? A little bye.
You were the one that was singing that earlier today. That's how you roll. I mean, you can go from Ozzy Osbourne one night to in sync. You are the man of the people. Aaron Hill steps to the plate. His 159 batting average. Takes a fastball in for a strike. Hill last night 1 for 4. He had a home run, a solo shot in the 6th inning. One of 3 home runs allowed by Irvin Santana in that complete game. Jose Bautista got him to the 5th. Hill got him to the 6th. And Jeremy Reed got Santana in the 8th. 3 of the 4 hits allowed by Irvin, picking up his 4th win last night. He was spectacular.
10 strikeouts. Outstanding fastball, but his slider was unhittable.
1 ball, 2 strikes. 10 strikeouts, 1 shy of his career high in a game. He had 11 against the Rangers back in 2007. The slider was unbelievable. Probably the best slider that he has had this year. Hill fouls that one. The count remains 1-2.
That was a pretty good fastball. You can see some good run action on him there. Hill was trying to get out in front. The ball started middle part of the plate and ran right on his hands. Well, we saw the importance of throwing that first pitch strike. You can make pitches like this and be successful. Look how that ball just ran in on his hands. He thought that was going to be a strike, but it was about 2 feet off the inside corner.
One, two, ripped down the left field line, foul. That's what we saw a lot of in St. Louis. That sinker, when it's up, it's flat, and it stays in the sweet spot a very long time. And Hill made good contact there, but just out in front of it.
Yeah, the key for sinker ball pitchers, you have to stay on top of the baseball. Any kind of a drop of your wrist flattens out that sinker, becomes a very hittable pitch.
That breaking ball and deposits it in the Angels dugout. Pinheiro lasting just 3 innings in that game against the Cards. 9 earned runs on 9 hits. That shot up his ERA to 5, an even 5 coming into this one. He's got pretty decent numbers against the Blue Jays throughout his career. 2-4, marking a .453 ERA. Hill rips this one foul again.
There's the time right now. If he's comfortable with that sinking fastball, throw it off the outside corner and see if he gets the corner with that pitch and freeze him. But you have to stay on top of that pitch, otherwise it's a danger spot running over the middle part of the plate. Went through a series of signs. Wanted to be a slider, then curve, then fastball in, fastball away. Now coming with the changeup.
That'll leave it to count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pinheiro making his first start against the Blue Jays since July 24th, 2006. 2-2. Outside, full count now.
Well, he tried that fastball in the outside corner. Now you just thinking lines of keeping it down, get a ground ball. Trust your infielders to make the play.
10th pitch of the at-bat, and he got him swinging on a fastball away, and there's out number 2.
Number 26, the designated hitter.
Perfect location, that fastball. Fox Track shows that ball is out of the zone, but it started in that spot. A Honda Exmo will show the rotation of that baseball. That's 2-seam sinking fastball out of the zone below the bat.
Adam Lynn takes down low for ball 1. Lynn has served as the DH throughout the series. 2 for 8 with a couple of RBIs. Those 2 RBIs coming in game 1 on Monday night.
No shadows so far, but that will start to creep in another inning or so. Certainly a huge advantage for a pitcher, especially one that can throw a strike in the zone down. It's difficult to be able to pick up if you're a hitter once those shadows come into play.
So it's a 1 ball, 2 strike count here on Lynn. That one fouled off to the left. Last win for Pinheiro came right here at the Big A when he defeated the Oakland A's on May 16th, beating Trevor Cahill as that breaking pitch is in the dirt. Complete game win for Pinheiro. It was a weekend in which the Halos swept the A's before going out on that road trip. 2-2. Breaking ball out to left. Michael Ryan to his right. Makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3 inning. Well, Pinheiro retiring to second order, middle of the first here. We're scoreless in Anaheim. Out this afternoon against the Blue Jays, Eric Ivar at short, Howie Kendrick at second base, Bobby Abreu's in right. Torrey Hunter back in the lineup after going to Texas for his son's graduation. Hideki Matsui in the DH spot. Mike Napoli in that home run last night. He's been on a tear in the month of May. 22 hits, 17 extra base hits. Meister is Sturis at third base, and Michael Ryan getting a start in left field, and he'll bat ninth against the fireballing right-hander from Cal Berkeley, formerly of the Seattle Mariners organization, former first-round pick of the Seattle Mariners, now a member of the Blue Jays.
Yeah, been inconsistent so far. You see that ERA nearly at 7, 3-4 mark, but he does have a very good fastball, plus fastball, 89 to 96 mile an hour, plus curveball, very good slider, and a split-finger fastball. So when he gets on a roll with those strikes, he can be very dangerous on the hill.
He has not gotten on a roll yet this year. He comes in with that 3-4 mark and a 6.80 ERA. 50 hits in 45 innings, but he will rack up some strikeouts with that fastball. 59 punch-outs in those 45 innings of work. Ibar swinging at the first pitch, skying one on the left side of the infield. Alex Gonzalez is under it. One away. Defensively for the Blue Jays, behind Brendan Morrow, he's got Jeremy Reed at left, Vernon Wells at center, Jose Bautista at right. Edwin Encarnacion at third, Alex Gonzalez at short, Aaron Hill at second, Lyle Overbay at first base with John Buck doing the catching.
And I expect throughout this game, Vernon Wells is going to be very busy with fly balls. Ball carries much better in a day game, although it's still a late afternoon game, but he's going to be busy with this power that the Angels have.
Howie was 2 for 5 last night, 2 for 9 in the series with an RBI. Just put down an incredible bunt last night. I'm watching the replays not only last night, but also this morning on MLB Network. I still can't believe that he got that ball down, kept it in fair territory, and got a base hit out of it.
And was able to smile the next day because that ball was going right at his face with the movement.
The Tapper foul. It's 2 balls and a strike.
And usually you're just happy to foul it off, but be able to keep it in play and get a base hit out of it.
Angels trying to get Howie going again. His batting average of .258 with the 2 home runs. He's got a 2-ball, 1-strike count here against Brendan Morrow. Breaking ball sliced down a right field line, but foul. Nice play by the ball boy.
Quick.
He's not messing around. I mean, that was nonchalant, like Gold Glove like.
Belonged there. That's the play.
Two. Jamming him with that fastball. Upstairs. No. That's a called strike 3. I thought that pitch was up. Jim Reynolds brings up Howie. Howie doesn't like the call. There are 2 outs.
It's a backup pitch. You weren't supposed to tell by that shake of the head, thinking it wasn't a strike also. Breaking pitch up and off the inside corner. Got the benefit of the call.
Well, if that strike zone continues with the shadows creeping towards home plate at some point in this game, good luck, hitters. Advantage the smart guys on the bump.
No question, especially if you can flip your secondary pitches over and you got a good fastball.
Bobby comes in batting .271 with 5 home runs, 23 RBIs. 2 for 8 in this series with a couple of runs batted in. Evens a count of 1 ball, 1 strike. Big, tall right-hander casting a big shadow on that mound. Two and 1 now. Morrow, last time out against the Arizona Diamondbacks, took the loss, giving up 6 earned runs, 8 hits in his 4 innings of work. He's had 4 games this year in which he's really blown up as far as crooked numbers are concerned. First start of the year against Baltimore gave up 5 earned runs. The second start gave up 7 against the White Sox. Then he settled into a nice little stretch up until he ran into the Red Sox on May the 10th. Gave up 6 earnings and then 6 more against the D-backs last time out. 3-1. He had a good pitch to handle there. Now right into the press box down below.
He's one of those guys they've always been intrigued. Could he be a closer? Could he be a starter? He has 4 quality pitches, so you always think in the lines of definitely a starter when you have that many out pitches. But when you can throw that hard, you get a chance to be in the game 3, 4, sometimes 5 days a week. You think about having him as your closer. Cito Gaston decided he's better off in the starting rotation.
Bobby takes inside. There's ball 4, and the Angels get a man on here in the first inning for Torrey Hunter. Morrow got to the big leagues in his second season. He pitched in the big leagues all year 2007, and it was all in relief. 60 games, which is still a career high for him. Went 3-4 with a 4.12 ERA, and then they started jerking him around from that setup role to closing. Well, maybe we'll start him. And he never settled in Seattle. They finally ended up trading him to Toronto in exchange for another fireballer in Brandon League.
I kind of like him. I think he's better suited for the starting rotation because you can throw a good curveball, and he's got a very solid slider along with 96 fastball and a split finger. I think he's better served as a starter. Comes a slider right now.
Torrey chasing that first pitch slider, and it's 0-1.
Well, that's a slider reminiscent of Irvin Santana's last night when you have guys swinging the pitches out of the zone, but it's such a quick break to it. Bobby with 7 stolen bases. Cito Gaston has options now that he's ahead of the count 0-1. He could put a pitch out on. And then your number 4 guy swinging so well in that position. Social might be more apt to let Torrey swing away.
One ball, 1 strike. Bobby's got a good lead over at first. 2 outs here in the first inning. A little bit late on that fastball. It's 1-2. Torrey in the midst of a 10-game hitting streak. Got a base hit in his last AB on Monday night to extend that hitting streak. 21 RBIs of the last 22 games. You see his overall numbers. Throw over, and Bobby's back safely.
Yeah, Bobby's starting a little bigger lead each time. Benamar at times at a plate 1-2-5 to 1-4-2, but does hold the baseball very well as far as in the stretch position here to be able to slow down the running game.
Bobby's the team leader in stolen bases with 7. He's been caught 4 times. Leaving the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Blue Jays with the loss last night dropped to 27-21. Did not lose ground in the American League East, with the Rays losing to the Boston Red Sox last night. Toronto remaining 6 back at the start of the day. The 2-2. Got him with a fastball. 2 strikeouts here in the first inning for Morrow. And 1 in the books. We're scoreless here at the Big A. Angus beef, crispy bacon, and 4 slices of melted cheese on grilled bread. The new grilled cheese bacon burger, only at Carl's Jr., starting at $2.49. Pinheiro to face 4, 5, and 6 as we start the top of the second here at the Big A. Vernon Wells, Lyle Overbay, Alex Gonzalez. Wells swinging at the first pitch, chops one over to Ibar, and there's out number 1. You got to love first pitch outs, and you will see that throughout this lineup for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah, they're up there hacking. The big thing about Pinheiro, too, he takes a lot of the sting off the bat with that sinker. That ball was off the end of the bat. A weak chopper to Ibar for an easy out.
There's Lyle Overbay, brings in a .203 average with 4 home runs, 19 RBIs. Both starters in that first inning thrown the same amount of pitches, 18, as Overbay takes a strike. Pinheiro picked up a strikeout while Morrow picked up 2, including a walk. Overbay was 0 for 4 last night. 0 for 5 the night before. That would make him hitless in the series.
Pinheiro has such good balance over the pitch and rub. A good hip turn, lands in good fielding position. One of the better fielding pitchers you're going to see in baseball.
One, 2, just missed outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
A pretty good spot. Pinheiro staying on top of that sinker, hitting his spots in the outside corner.
2-2. Down low, full count now. With Gonzalez on deck, Bautista to follow if we get that far. Blue Jays, for as good of an offensive unit as they've had this year, as far as the runs scored, really have not gotten the hits in this series. As Overbay picks up the walk after Pinheiro got ahead of 0 balls, 2 strikes. First base runner on for Toronto. Here comes Gonzalez. Time now for our FoxSportsWest.com poll question: who will record more strikeouts this season, Jared Weaver or Irvin Santana?
Both of them are racking up the strikeouts of late. Both have 4 quality out pitches. Well, that's a tough call.
Oh, for the love of Dean Chance, get off the fence, man.
I don't see you jumping out there, Victor.
I'm teeing you up.
Oh, thanks.
Gonzalez takes a strike.
They're going to tie. How's that? They're both going to get 211 strikeouts for the season.
I'll take them both to dinner.
Even we thought that was funny. Pretty good. 68-62.
Gonzalez was 0 for 4 last night. The 0-1 pitch is bounced foul. Second straight batter who's gotten 0-2 on. Gonzalez got off to one heck of a start. The Angels ran into the Blue Jays at the Sky Dome, now called Rogers Center. Gonzalez was hitting in the 300 range, up in the 330 range. Hitting the ball with power. He gets jammed here, gets locked up on that sinking fastball. And there's out number 2.
Well, that fastball looked like the one he struck out A-Rod 3 times in Yankee Stadium. He stayed on top to work down in the zone. It's a fastball. Hitter sees that, thinks he has a chance to turn on it, but that ball ended up almost on his back foot. Howard's Exmo was showing the reason why. You could see in his wrist how he was able to turn the wrist over, almost like a screwball type action, to be able to finish that sinker off with that movement inside.
Here's Bautista, the right fielder. He does not get cheated in his swings. 15 home runs, leads Major League Baseball. He's got 39 runs batted in. The batting average is .244, and he will certainly strike out. Blue Jays in general will strike out quite a bit. This is a team that's last in on-base percentage, but first in slugging percentage. Also first in home runs, first in runs scored. 2 balls and a strike.
That's a pretty good pitch. 2-0 fastball count against a guy that has 15 home runs on the season. You trust that movement. We've talked about that with Mike Butcher a number of times. The pitchers trust the movement on the fastball. Throw it in the middle part and believe it's not going to stay middle of the plate. It's going to sink.
2-1 pitch. Just low. It's 3 balls and a strike. You've got to keep the ball down on Bautista, who's got that prototypical lift type of swing. The home run he hit last night got out in a hurry. The first run the Blue Jays got on the board in the 5th inning. And he's drawn a walk. He's done that in the series now. It's the 5th he has picked up. 2 walks here in the second for Pinheiro. 2 on, 2 outs for John Buck.
It seems like he baits you into thinking he's going to be patient at the plate, Bautista. And then in certain spots, like yesterday, first pitch hit it out of the ballpark against Urban Santana. But he's patient at times, early in the game especially.
Blue Jays in this series 3 for 11 with men in scoring position. Buck swinging first pitch. Slow roller up the middle. Ibar's got it. He's going to at least keep Lyle Overbay at third base. Overbay doesn't run that well, and Buck picks up an infield single that loads up the bases.
It's one of those pitches, a quality pitch off the end there, jams him, and he just rolled it up the middle, perfect spot. But that's a great play by Ibar, just to be able to keep that ball from going in the outfield too far, in which he allowed Overbay to be able to score. And with the control that Pinheiro has and his ability to get a ground ball, now you have a force at every base.
Facing Edwin Encarnacion, the third baseman. Encarnacion last night 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts. He spent time on the disabled list this year. Actually was on the DL when we saw them up in Toronto. That's why Bautista played some third base in that series. Big swing right there. Evens the count of 1 ball, 1 strike.
Sure, Exmo shows this to be able to turn that wrist to work down with that fastball, with that sink away from the big part of the bat.
Well, a pretty good pitch there, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
Well, that's a pitch when you throw and execute that slider on the outside corner. You want that pitch right on the corner, especially in a bases loaded situation. Flips the count around instead of being 1-2, now 2-1.
3 balls and a strike and no place to put them. The pitch. Full count now. Definitely get the merry-go-round going with the runners. Overbay at third. Bautista at second. And Buck at first, all taking off with the pitch. Third full count already in this game by Pinheiro. The 3-2. Tap and foul at the plate. 40 pitches already thrown by Pinheiro.
Fastball command hasn't been quite there. Movement has been good, but it's difficult to keep it in the strike zone. Tell you what, a 3-2 count. I didn't mind doing this, but if you can throw a slider in this spot, you can definitely get a swing and miss. Although dangerous because the bases are loaded. It's one of those pitches, though, you can get a swing and miss if you're comfortable enough to be able to throw it close enough to the strike zone to entice Encarnacion to swing at it.
Another 3-2. And he lost him. Blue Jays up 1-0. 3 walks in the inning. Encarnacion picks up his 17th RBI, still loaded. For a very aggressive Jeremy Reed. We saw him jump on the very first pitch he saw last night to lead off the game, lining one to right field, and eventually hit a home run in the 8th inning.
Well, it's unusual to see him walk that many batters in an inning, let alone a game. He's only has 13 walks on the season. He got 3 today in 1 inning.
Breaking ball rolled foul. It's 0-1. Reed 0 for 1. He grounded out to Benji Morales in the first inning. Fred Lewis had gotten the start of game 1 of the series and was in the lineup last night before it was a late scratch for Jeremy Reed. Reed back in there today. Tapper at the plate, and that's foul. It's no balls, 2 strikes.
Well, even though it's early in the game, big part of the game for Pinheiro to be able to keep the club in this ball game with the bases loaded. A powerful team like the Jays with all the power they have throughout the lineup. You've given them opportunities.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Pinheiro trying to get Reed to chase that high fastball.
Not a bad spot. Tried that 2-seamer to run it back in. A lot of the strike zone.
Breaking ball into center field, a base hit. Bautista will score. Coming in to score as well as John Buck. It is 3-0 Toronto.
This time the Exmo will show a breaking pitch. This got out of his hand late underneath the pitch. Too much of the plate. Jeremy Reed base hit. Right of the bag. Scoring 2 runs. A spinning breaking ball. You don't get on top of that pitch. Ends up being very hittable.
Encarnacion ends up at third base. Here's Aaron Hill. Still 2 outs. Runners at the corners. The walks coming back to haunt Yoel Pinheiro. The walk to Overbay, really the one that set the tone for this inning. He got ahead of a guy that's hitting just over 200 and no balls and 2 strikes. A guy who has been overly aggressive throughout the season with his struggles this year, and you end up walking him. Hill swings the first pitch, rolls one to short. Ibar goes the short way, but the damage already done. 3 runs in for Toronto on 3 walks and a couple of hits. Middle of the second, Blue Jays up 3-0. Well, the Angels down 3-0 as we start the bottom of the second inning. Well, Pinheiro throwing a lot of pitches in the top of the inning. It'll be up to the Halos here to respond in the bottom of the frame against Brendan Morrow. Morales, Matsui, Napoli against the right-hander who picked up a couple of strikeouts and walked a man in the first.
Just an opportunity for the Angels to get right back and respond. We talked about how well they did respond when they've given up some runs in the top of an inning, especially with the shadows getting so close to home plate when more difficult to be able to get opportunities to score a bunch of runs.
Kendry takes a strike. 1 for 8 in the series. 10 home runs on the year, 34 runs batted in. Fouling this one off to the left. And it is 0-2. Blue Jays overshift on Kendry from the left side with Alex Gonzalez playing almost up the middle. And Encarnacion way off the bag at third and deep. It's almost at that shortstop position. Count remains at 0-2 strikes. So the overshift. Kendry was 1 for 5 last night. That one got him. Kendry looking at that right wrist. Appears to be all right. Will take his base. The Angels get their leadoff man on board.
And that's why I was never a big fan of that 0-2 up and in pitch, because then you wasted it. You work so hard to get ahead of the count, you just throw that pitch up and in. Instead, now you get a base runner hit off his shoulder, then look like it got his wrist also. So we should that fastball coming in, just be able to turn the head, hits the shoulder, then off the hand.
Well, Hideki steps up now. 2 for 6 in the series, a .231 overall average. 5 home runs, 22 RBIs. Late on that fastball, and it's 0-1.
That fastball looked like it got by him rather easily on the outside part of the plate, looking in. And so he's got to get back to that swing in which he hits the ball so well to left center field.
It's about as flat-footed a swing as we've seen this year from Hideki, even with the struggles he's had in May. 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kendry is always with a very short lead at first base as Matsui takes up high. And just now, the shadows creeping towards home plate. I don't think they've come into full effect as of yet, but we've seen some swings today by Angel hitters here in the early going that would lead you to believe that Brendan Morrow hides the baseball fairly well.
To have those shadows of the lights be able to block in front of the mound. Also, when you're throwing 96 mile an hour, you don't have much time to react as it is. Even Kendry didn't even look like he saw that baseball right away when it got him inside.
Even the swings that Torrey took before those shadows ever crept out.
Again, very good stuff for Morrow, but he hides the ball well. It's really been a situation for him. He doesn't throw enough strikes. 28 walks in 45 innings.
The 2-2. Matsui goes down swinging. There's out number 1. Third punch out for Brendan Morrow.
Now it's time for Coors Light. Cold, hard blast by the man who's been crushing of late. 4 out of the last 5 games. You make a mistake on the inner half against Mike Napoli, you can forget about it. Big fly for Napoli. It's a bad time to do it right now.
7th home run last night. 17 RBIs. That's 22 hits in the month of May, 15 for extra base hits. And as Mike steps in, we continue to get you updates on Jeff Mathis and his progress that he's making. Back out there again today for the early work, throwing down to second, working on bunts, even blocking some pitches. One-zero.
Yeah, I talked to him earlier today. Jeff said he feels very good.
There's Jeff.
Comfortable behind the plate again in that throw. So he's feeling stronger and stronger, that wrist.
Napoli takes a strike, and it's 2-1.
He gets back-to-back fastballs. 2-0 fastball at 92, comes right back to a 2-1 fastball at 92. This is a spot where, though, Morrow will use the slider when the count is even back up here, especially against a right-handed power hitter like Mike Napoli. He's going to try to sneak a fastball on the outside part.
2-2 pitch. Got him with a fastball. 2 outs, back-to-back punch-outs now from Morrow. 4 strikeouts in this one.
He's got some pretty easy cheese today with that fastball. Could sink it at 92, and they come right back here with good mechanics, stayed up on top and over with a 4-seam fastball. Next one will show that by like now before his 4th strikeout. Fun to take 96 miles an hour to the mound.
No doubt. Kendra Morales still at first base. Meiser takes a fastball in for a strike. Meiser in his debut coming off the disabled list last night. 1 for 3, scored a couple of runs. With 262 batting average, 10 RBIs. Checked his swing on the breaking pitch, and it's 1-1. Back out at third base this afternoon. Brandon Wood on the disabled list. The old hip flexor strain. That's one of those that you just don't know how long it's going to take to get back to. It all depends on the individual.
Also one where for a hitter, so important because most power hitters generate all their bat speed and their strength from the lower part of their body to be able to get that swing work, and he's unable to do so.
Meiser's worked the count to 3 balls and a strike. Left-hand hitting Michael Ryan on deck. Stir shot towards center field. Here comes Vernon Wells. Got a good jump on it. He'll make the grab for out number 3. Through 2 innings here at the Big A. Blue Jays up 3-0. Jays scoring 3 times in the second of a 3-0 lead as Adam Lynn takes strike one. 3, 4, and 5 due up for Toronto. Lynn, Wells, Overbay. Pinheiro walking 3 guys in that second inning as Lynn skies one down the left field line, slicing foul. It's no balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Pinheiro needs a quick inning here. Yeah, they're throwing so many pitches that last inning. Just trust that movement.
This one fouled back and out of play. 28 pitches thrown by Pinheiro in that second frame. And not a guy that really is affected a whole lot by the pitch count. And reaches for this one. Pinheiro coming off the mound, flips to Morales, and there's out number 1. Matter of fact, he'd like sinker ballers to be a little bit more fatigued. They say that.
I'm a firm believer in that, Vic. That's a good point. And a lot of times when you see managers contemplate going with a 4-man rotation, they love it when they have sinker ball pitches because the less amped you up or strong you are on the mound, the better that sink is going to be on the fastball. So pitch count should never really come into play. With Pinheiro, it's all about how effective the pitches are.
Vernon Wells takes a breaking ball for his strike. He's 0 for 1. Led off the second with a ground out to short on the very first pitch he saw.
Shadows over the home plate area right now. The hitter's more difficult to pick up the read on a fastball as compared to a breaking pitch.
2 balls and a strike.
See how difficult it is for a hitter to be able to pick up the baseball now.
Oh, jam shot. It's going to be a tough play for Meiser with the bare hand on the first. Morales, the picking machine. 2 outs.
What a great all-around play by both Meiser and Kendry. That's a very difficult pick for Kendry over at first base, but Meiser playing back to goes Vernon Wells in that situation. Look how far back he's playing. Has to come in with the bare hand, scoop it, and throw it all in one motion. And a short, tricky hop, but Kendry able to pick it. Great play by the infield.
2 outs, bases clear for Overbay, and he'll take outside for ball 1. It was Overbay that started the rally for Toronto with the 1-out walk. That was followed by the Gonzalez strikeout. So in essence, you had an opportunity to have a 1-2-3 inning. It did not work out that way. As Overbay swings through that breaking pitch, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Lyle, every time that he gets fooled on something, just you see this look of defeat on his face. The 1-2 pitch is down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Overbay takes a called strike 3 on the inside part of the plate. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Pinheiro. Middle of the third. Blue Jays up 3-0. So. Bottom of the third, 3-0 Blue Jays. 9-1-2 due up for the Halos. Ryan Ibar Kendrick against Brennan Morrow. He's picked up 4 strikeouts already in this one. 1 walk. Michael Ryan takes upstairs. A 143 average for the Angels left fielder. He's got a double. He's got an RBI. It's 2 balls, no strikes.
Good opportunity to get a fastball and drive this ball to left center field for Michael Ryan.
It's 3-0. Morrow at 40 pitches. Very economical through the first 2 innings, even though he's picked up those 4 strikeouts. There was a fastball right down the middle. 3-1.
When you look at his overall stuff, is whether it's fastball, curveball, slider, or split finger, you wonder how he can have an ERA at 6.8. It's got to be a situation where he walks a lot.
And there's a walk. Leadoff man is on board, just like in the second, courtesy of the hit by pitch. But Spencer Morales was stranded at first. Bring up Eric Ibar. Here's the Cabot Wood Saints' legendary performance on this day back in 1959. Pittsburgh's Harvey Haddix threw 12 perfect innings against Milwaukee, but lost in the 13th inning. Lou Burdette threw a shutout for the Braves.
Well, how bitter would you be to have 12 perfect innings and you get a big hang with him and got the loss to boot?
You know what?
Hang with him?
He should have thrown 13 perfect innings.
Or he was probably hitting back then. He should have helped himself out. Got a base hit.
That is a big old hang with him.
Huh. You're a little bitter Chinsky after that one.
Ibar takes upstairs for ball 1.
I might have snapped a little bit for that one. Get a loss too.
Who are you snapping to?
Just
Yourself?
Yes. 12 perfect innings, and then you lose it in the 13th.
Well, you know what? He took a half inning off. That's his fault. It's on him. Wear it.
You're cold-blooded.
Lou Burdette picked up the shutout. He gave up 12 knocks, 12 hits. Lou Burdette was just that much better.
Oh, yeah, much better.
Ibar takes outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes.
I was kind of digging myself if I made it through 1 inning without giving up a hit, let alone 12 perfect innings.
And those guys back in those days were walking uphill both ways to school in 12 inches of snow.
You think they were worried about pitch counts in those days?
No. Because like each team had like 16 minor league teams, so if you didn't get the job done, you were gone. Those days of guaranteed contracts, that's now. That's this generation. Mark Gubiza.
Point.
2-0. There's a strike, 2-1.
Well, that's a borderline pitch, too, to be able to get after you walk a batter 2-0.
Ibar 0 for 1 with a pop-up.
Well, nice time to get a base hit for Ibar here. He's been hitting the ball very well of late.
And Morrow's starting to get a little erratic. That's the one thing that will obviously be his demise in the end. Unable to repeat those mechanics. Did so for the first couple of innings. Last 9 pitches, he's thrown 2 strikes. Full count now on Eric.
We showed Bruce Walton, the pitching coach, for trying a little bit ago. You wonder, if you're a pitching coach, how do you deal with a guy with this type of stuff and try to convince him to make sure he throws strikes on a consistent basis? Because you can see he has talent. He has a pretty fluid mechanics through the zone, but it must be a concentration thing for him.
Ryan goes at 3-2, is fouled off, and Eric perhaps chasing what would have been ball 4.
He's only thrown out 12% of base stealers going against him. 21 have been successful at a 24, so that's why you see movement from Halos here. We saw manufactured runs yesterday. Even though they're behind, will never take away that aggression.
Ryan goes again, the 3-2 outside, ball 4. So a couple of walks to start this third inning. Puts 2 on with nobody out, and Howie coming to the plate. Kendrick was a strikeout victim of the first. Hey kids, enjoy your very own Angels pool raft courtesy of Wild Rivers Water Park. It's free for all kids ages 2 to 18 in attendance this coming Saturday. Tickets still available for $5 off ticket window prices in select seating areas when using the password HALO at angelsbaseball.com or any of the Angels Stadium ticket windows. Mariners rolling into town for a 3-game set Friday night, Saturday afternoon, and Sunday afternoon. Now he takes a breaking ball for strike 1.
See if the Angels can take advantage of the walk. Blue Jays did that against Pinheiro with the 3 walks in that inning. In inning 2, they scored 3 runs because of the walks. Now with 2 leadoff walks for the Angels, throws a slider first pitch. Always thought that's a much easier pitch to command in the strike zone at times in a fastball.
One ball, 1 strike. Morrow now with 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 1 hit batter. But still has a 3-0 lead.
He's thrown 51 pitches, 26 strikes, 25 out of the zone.
On a ground towards third, off the glove of Encarnacion. Ryan will score. That ball's in play. Ibar will be stopped at third base. In at second is Kendrick. Angels on the board. They trail it 3-1.
Hey, Encarnacion was thinking about maybe touching the base and throwing across the diamond at first. But then looked the ball into the glove. The Angels catching a break. Right down the line. Has a chance to be able to step on the base. It looked like he was trying to step on the base before the ball was in his glove, and the Angels getting by him. Not only scored a run, but also have 2 men in scoring position. So looking right for the base at that point, but didn't look it into the glove.
There's Bobby Abreu with 2 in scoring position, and still nobody out. And there's ball 1. Howie getting credit for his 11th double of the year and his 22nd RBI.
With the infield back, they'll concede the run.
Ibar at third, Kendrick at second base. Bobby drew a walk in the first. And it's 2 balls and no strikes.
You see a difference when he's pitching out of the stretch. As a full windup, he's able to have a little bit of a hip turn, keep that front shoulder closed enough where he can keep his mechanics. But from the stretch position, he's kind of drifting forward and open up the front shoulder.
Well, if you don't have to worry about the base runners advancing on your motion, then why not take the extra leg kick with the extra hip turn and get yourself in the proper throwing motion?
I've always wondered why pitchers do that. Try to be real quick to the plate. It doesn't really matter at this point.
Bobby out to straightaway center field, chasing Vernon Wells back. He's there, makes the grab. Ibar tags, will score. 3-2 Blue Jays. Abreu with a sacrifice, picking up his 24th RBI.
And the important thing, too, not only the sacrifice fly, but it was hit far enough and well enough that Howie's able to advance over to third base with 1 out with an opportunity to tie the game up here. Torrey Hunter coming to the plate. Both walks end up coming across for the Angels.
Well, just like it happened to Pinheiro in that second inning when he issued 3 walks, 2 of which scored. Torrey was a strikeout victim in the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. Takes a fastball for a strike.
Well, Torrey wants that exact pitch once again. inner half, an opportunity to hit a fly ball at the very least to get the game tied.
Infield in for Toronto. And it's 0-2. A couple of fastballs from Morrow. He started Torrey off with a breaking pitch in that first at bat. Perhaps getting Torrey a little crossed up here.
That one was kind of up and in out of the strike zone and was called a strike. Now they're going to go with the breaking pitch. This is a spot where you hope he could try to sneak a fastball back inside. A lot of times, first two pitches, fastball inner half, then you throw a slider, try to sneak a fastball back in, and that's what we're going to try.
The 1-2. Torrey fouling this one back. This one on the ground to third, Encarnacion's coming home. Kendrick slides, and he is out at home. Nice play by Encarnacion on the high chopper. Angels going on contact. Torrey reaches on the fielder's choice, but there are 2 outs now.
That was not an easy play, too, for Encarnacion. He made up for that play that got by him with Howie. Off the plate area, high chopper has to not only make the play, but get himself in position to make the throw on the inside of the plate, so Buck can not only see the baseball, but able to apply the tag and block home plate. Very good play. No chance for Howie to be able to get around. Buck was able to put his knee out there to cover the plate and still field it and apply the tag.
There's Kendra Morales, who was hit by a pitch in that first plate appearance. That came leading off the second.
So going down the line, that's what you want to do if you're a base runner, inside the line to be able to screen the catcher. It was a good throw for Encarnacion to third base. So Buck can catch and fly the tag.
Andrew takes down low.
Well, there's no doubt Torrey's going to try to steal a base here in this situation. Even though over base is holding the base, it creates a hole for Kenny Morales to be able to hit that through the spot in between first and second. And Torrey wants to make up for it, not able to get that run across.
There's a shot. Halos with 2 runs here in the third inning, down 3-2. Got their RBI machine at the plate. This is the guy you want up in the situation. Drive a ball in the alley, if not out of the ballpark. It's 2 balls and a strike. .26 pitches thrown by Morrow here in the third. Kendrick had a hack there.
Talking about guessing for a fastball, getting the fastball exactly where you want to drive it. Look, this just a bit underneath it. Otherwise, it's a 4-3 game.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hunter leading off at first. Long inning for Brendan Morrow and the Blue Jays. And Morales goes down swinging for out number 3. The Angels get 2, however. They do leave a man on after 3. Blue Jays up 3-2. Top of the fourth, 3-2 Blue Jays. Time now for the AT&T trivia question. Joe Carter, of course, hit that World Series walk-off in '93. Which three players in Angels history had walk-off hits in the playoffs? Alex Gonzalez, Jose Bautista, John Buck against Joel Pinheiro. Had a 1-2-3 inning in the third, including a strikeout. Bobby Grich.
You get Garrett Anderson. It's always a good memory to remember 1993 there for Joe Carter. That was nice.
Gonzalez checked his swing there, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Alex 0 for 1 with a strikeout. This one fouled back just above us. That one against the Philadelphia Phillies and Mitch Williams.
Oh, is that who it was against? I forgot about that.
Well, bouncing about 3 feet in front of home plate.
Forcing that breaking pitch through, Pinheiro was. In that shutdown inning, throw up a 0, get the offense right back. They really were recipients of a gift to get 2 runs across a couple walks, a questionable double down the third base line.
2-2. Got him looking. Gonzalez knew it on the fastball, and there's out number 1.
Boy, did he know that. As soon as he started tracking that baseball, knew it was on the outside corner. At the knees. Perfect pitch. Well, you can't hit a better spot. 89 mile an hour with movement. On top of that fastball. We'll show exactly the glove and hit the spot.
Bautista takes the breaking ball for a strike. Bautista drew one of those 3 walks that Pinheiro issued in that second inning. Came around to score. Now with a 1 ball, 1 strike count.
Well, that's pitching. You throw a breaking pitch just off the outside corner, and you throw the fastball in the exact same plane, but this time catching the corner. Forces the hitter to track that pitch, and it's difficult.
Two balls, 2 strikes now. A nice crowd on hand here for 4 o'clock start. Another gorgeous day. So the weather's starting to heat up a little bit as Bautista dusted. And the count goes full.
Now that's a pitch. Obviously, when you're looking out over the plate, so many pitches out. You see him that first motion, he was going towards the outside part. Straighten up the hitter. It's important if you're a sinker ball pitcher to be able to pitch inside above the belt, is to keep them honest. Instead, that way they're not always looking outside on you.
Three-two. On the ground, foul. Seen a couple of the Blue Jays hitters come up, even with the shadows, with sunglasses on. Vernon Wells had them on. Bautista's got them on. This one towards short. The 2-hopper. So 2 outs, and that'll bring up John Buck. Hey, bring the entire family to Major League Baseball All-Star Fan Fest from July 9th through the 13th at the Anaheim Convention Center. Get free autographs from MLB legends and members of the Baseball Hall of Fame. Tickets available at allstargame.com or by calling 888-FANFEST. Right around the corner, John Buck takes a strike. No balls, 2 strikes now on Buck. Seven times in this game, Yoel Pinheiro has gotten ahead at no balls and 2 strikes. Yet he's walked 3. Buck checked his swing. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, when you get a hitter to swing like that, check swing, you come right back with the exact same pitch, and there's no way he's not going to swing it this time around. Followed up at that same spot. He's going to go fastball, try to bring it on the outside corner once again.
Buck just got a piece of that one off the toe of Napoli. Mike just getting an opportunity to get the feeling back in the foot. John Buck steps in. Still at no balls, 2 strikes. Pardon me, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Keeps his at-bat alive. He had that infield single. Then Eric Ibar did a terrific job of keeping the ball in the infield. They've loaded the bases up with 2 outs, but then Pinheiro issued the walk to Encarnacion.
Well, stay on top of that fastball, running in underneath the hands. He's getting back, good movement on the fastball. Throwing a curveball now.
Buck takes a called strike 3. Down he goes. A 1-2-3 inning. 7 in a row retired by Pinheiro. Blue Jays still up though. 3-2. Players in Angels history had walk-off hits in the playoffs. Barry Harlow in '79, Bobby Grich in '86, Jeff Mathis last year.
Get the Bobby Grich. That was pretty close to mine.
Here the bottom of the 4th inning with the Angels down 3-2. Halo sending up Matsui, Napoli to Sturris against Brendan Morrow. 5 punch outs, 3 walks, 1 hit batter. Hideki Matsui, a strikeout victim in the 2nd inning. Just overmatched with that fastball from Morrow. And now you have both the hitter and the pitcher in the shade, so no odd effects as far as the shadows are concerned. 1 pitch. Hit tight. 1 ball, 1 strike. Blue Jays with 3 runs on a couple of hits. They've stranded 2. The Angels 2 runs and a hit. They've stranded 3. Getting 2 walks to start that 3rd inning. And both of those walks coming in to score runs. It's 2 balls and a strike now.
You're Matsui right now. You got to assume you're going to get a fastball. Look middle in here. See if you can keep that front hip tucked in long enough where you get the good part of the bat and drive this baseball.
Breaks his bat, loops into shallow center field. Vernon Wells coming on, and that'll drop in for a base hit. So the leadoff man is on board for the third straight inning. Mike Napoli will step up as we take a look at the Farmers Insurance two stories of the game. Mike Napoli, 5 home runs in his last 8 games. 73 long ones in his career. Angels record for catches. Be sure to visit farmers.com today to hear more true stories from Farmers customers to find a SoCal agent near you. Napoli was a strikeout victim himself in the second. So he's 0 for 1. Swing at the first pitch, fouling it off to the right. Angels, as we said earlier, have a chance to pick up a game on the Rangers, who dropped one to the Kansas City Royals today, 5-2. Mariners came from behind. Mike Scioscia perhaps thinking of pinch hitting a little bit later. Mariners defeated the Tigers 5-4. Tigers had a 4-1 lead up at Safeco Field. The bullpen blew it.
It's Ryan Perry, the guy who throws about 98 miles an hour for him. They have some arms in that bullpen.
You're a big fan of Ryan Perry.
Yes. He's got a great breaking pitch and a good. How can you not like a guy who throws 98? Well, unless you like Zamayo, who throws 101.
1-1. Check swing roller to third, and Encarnacion goes to second. Relay to first, not a time. So Matsui's retired for round number 1. Napoli reaches on that fielder's choice, and the Steers will step up. Speaking of which, time now for the One West Bank One Person One Play, brought to you by One West Bank, one person at a time.
Well, that was a great play because he was playing deep. And Vernon Wells comes all the way in, scoops it, throws all in one motion, and Kendry was able to pick it himself. Third to first, great job defensively.
Meiser skied one out to Vernon Wells to end the second, so he's 0 for 1. And Morrow's at that point where you can almost sit back, take pitches, even put yourself in the hole and take your chances.
A tough time commanding the fastball in the strike zone.
There goes Napoli. The pitch is high. The throw down from Buck is in time. There's out number 2.
Pretty good catch and throw by Buck. Fastball, pitch to be able to throw. High fastball too, the perfect pitch to throw. Just get it in. You can see if you get the tag in before the foot. Just got the tag in. Boy, Exmo shows it. Perfect.
Meiser fouling one back, and this one will find its place in the seats down below. First time that Napoli's been caught stealing this year. He has 2 bags as well. Two balls, 2 strikes. Yankees and Twins finished off that suspended game. They got through 5 innings last night, picked it up. Yankees winning 1-0. That game, second game, is tied up at 1 apiece in the top of the 5th. And the Red Sox again leading the Tampa Bay Rays. That game 4-1 in the third. Boston taking the first 2 of that series.
Well, Boston's starting to play much better baseball, pitching better.
Historis hooking one foul down the right field line. Another 3-2 on its way. And Sturz again yanking this one foul on the right field line. Nice play by a fan down there with the glove. And no spillage either from the icing. Always key.
There's no question. That's the most important thing. Just trying to shorten up the swing to make contact.
He draws the walk. Keeps the inning alive for Michael Ryan. Walk number 4 for Brendan Morrow.
Nothing upsets a pitching coach more when you get 2 outs like that and then you walk that batter. The focus just goes away from you and you walk a batter, and all of a sudden, so many times you see it's a meaningless 2-out walk turn into a big rally for the other team.
Ryan led off the third with a walk, came around to score. The more frustrating part is that when you get guys that uncharacteristically start to walk guys. I mean, Brendan Morrow has had his issues throughout his career in the big leagues, walking guys and being erratic, but just case in point, and talking about the Angels bullpen, you don't have guys out there that have been known for walking guys throughout their careers as Ryan takes it high. And that makes it that much more frustrating for Mike Butcher and Mike Scioscia.
Well, they got to talk to them and almost get into their minds and ask them what seems to be the problem. Is it mechanical, or is it a situation you don't believe in your stuff? And I think that's the key down there. They don't believe necessarily in their stuff to be able to get people out when they're in the strike zone, which shouldn't be the case because they all have fantastic stuff down the bullpen.
And off the end of the bat. Evens the count at 1-1. Morrow is at 82 pitches here in the 4th inning. Ryan hooking this one into the right field corner. That's going for extra bases. Heading to third base is Asturis Bautista up with it and firing it in. Relay throw, there is none. Scoring is Asturis for tie number 3. Michael Ryan with the RBI double knocks this game up here in the 4th.
What a quick swing. We saw that throughout spring. We saw it in games here at Angel Stadium. And, of course, when he gets the opportunity to play, Michael Ryan hit that fastball. Quick hands, either pulling it or going the other way. Fastball turns on that. Top hand swing. Drives it down the right field line, just far and away from Bautista, who has a strong arm in the outfield to be able to score. Meiser, who ends up scoring across with another run via the walk.
That 2-out walk to Meiser. Asturis comes back to haunt the Blue Jays. 3-3 tie here in the 4th. Ryan in scoring position for Ibar, who is 0 for 1 with a pop-up and a walk. Eric takes a strike on the upper portion of the strike zone. It's 0-1. Off-speed pitch in and out of the glove of John Buck. It's 1-1. This is a game that really, truly is moving at a snail's pace, considering we're in the 4th inning with only 5 hits combined. 2 by the Toronto, 3 by the Angels. Morrow throwing a lot of pitches in the last couple of frames. And Ibar skying one out towards right center field. Vernon Wells giving chase. Still going back and makes the over-the-shoulder catch for out number 3. But the Angels tie things up on the Michael Ryan RBI double through 4. The tie number 3. 4th inning. We start the 5th. Everything squared up at 3. Edwin Encarnacion, Jeremy Reed, Aaron Hill. That's 9-1-2. Due up for Toronto. Encarnacion drew a walk in the second. There's no AB for him. Pinheiro paints the corner. Yoel has retired the last 7 in a row, including 3 strikeouts. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
2 good fastballs right on the outside corner from Pinheiro against Encarnacion. He's far off the plate. Let's see if he can even cover that part of the plate that far away. Mind you, remember Harold Baines used to be so far off the plate, you think you can just throw fastball after fastball and hit that spot and he'll miss it, but then all of a sudden when he's guessing out there and he steps and strides into that baseball, that's the ball, it's crushed.
On the ground to third, Sturis has got it. 1 out. Hey, on Saturday, June 26th, kids between the ages of 5 and 18 can win prizes such as honorary bat kid, guest PA announcer, guest radio broadcaster, and more. Entry forms available at angelsbaseball.com. Entries must be received by June 11th.
That's just pretty quick.
How come radio gets a guest radio broadcaster?
Terry Smith. He's got connections.
I need a guest stage manager. Help out Dean a little bit. Always seems to have his hands full. Reed rolling now with foul. It's no balls, 2 strikes. Reed's grounded out and had a 2 RBI single in the second. A good off-speed pitch there.
Pinheiro's starting to rack up the ground ball. 7 ground ball outs so far in this game. Had that control issue back in the second inning. We'll try to see if he can finish him off with a curveball in the dirt.
Napoli on to Morales, 2 outs. Six punch outs for Pinheiro. He snuck up on him.
And you mentioned early in the game, a sinker ball pitcher shouldn't really be affected by pitch counts. The less strong you are, the more apt you're not going to overthrow the pitch, and you have better sink on the fastball.
Aaron Hill takes the strike. Hill, a strikeout victim in the first. Rolling to a fielder's choice in the second. 0 for 2. This one on the ground. Nice play by Meiser Asturis. Dig it out of the dirt. Kendry Morales. The picking machine again and again. A 1-2-3 inning. Asturis to Morales, the second time in the game we've seen this. Just getting it done defensively.
Boy, that's an unbelievable play, and just as good as a pick over there in the sunlight for Kendry.
A 3-3 tie is Sturson Morales talking things over. What a terrific way to end that top of the inning. Sturris robbing Aaron Hill of a base hit.
Such soft hands at third base. Put him at second base, shortstop. Anywhere Mike Sosas put him, he showed a tremendous glove.
Now with Kendrick to lead things off, takes the breaking ball outside. Angels sending up Kendrick, Abreu, and Hunter here in the fifth. And what will more than likely be Brendan Morrow's last inning. He has struck out 5. He has walked 4 and hit a man. As Kendrick bounces one over to Encarnacion and a throw across the diamonds in time for out number 1. Time now for the Lexus pursuing perfection.
Well, this is about as good as it gets right here. This baseball is absolutely crushed by Aaron Hill. Meister able to make the pick and then throw across. And Kendrick able to scoop that ball. Look, that ball was by Meister when he made that play. But this play over by Kendrick is even more difficult because he's dealing with the sunlight and the pitch. That was a Lexus pursuing perfection. Both those guys have hooked up with 2 outstanding defensive plays today.
Here's Bobby Abreu, who walked in the first, had a sac fly in the third. Takes a fastball right down the middle. RBI for Bobby, his 24th of the year. He is 3rd on this ball club in the RBI total. Kenji with 34, Torrey with 28, and then Bobby with 24. Takes that breaking ball low. And as we saw on Monday night, it doesn't get any easier with that Blue Jays bullpen. It's not as if you could get the starter out and all of a sudden start to feast out there. You've got a couple of flamethrowers.
Very versatile bullpen, Casito Gaston. Morrow's right around that normal game for him. He's got 45 innings pitched and 9 starts. It's 5 innings a start, so he's right around that point right now.
Ahead of the count at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bobby hits one sharply over to second. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Torrey. Torrey struck out of the first. Reached on the fielder's choice for third inning. All 3 of the Blue Jays runs coming in that second inning. Angels getting 2 in the bottom of the third, 1 in the fourth to tie things up. Michael Ryan was the guy who tied things up with his double. Took something off the fastball there, and it's 0-1. Breaking ball is fouled back. No balls, 2 strikes. See that ribbon of sunshine cutting across the mound. One and 2 now. Torrey goes down swinging a 1-2-3 inning for Brendan Morrow. We're through 5 here at the Big A. We're still tied at 3.
No shadows. I'm going to ask Mike Scioscia, let me come in the third inning. Second inning, still see the baseball. Then all of a sudden, the shadow knows. Hiding the baseball. Better opportunity. By the fourth inning, I got a chance to get it out. That was our Coors Light free scan, brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light.
So if you were pitching today, that's what you would be hoping for, that the shadows would creep up a little sooner?
That's my only chance.
Come on. Here in the sixth inning, it'll be 3, 4, and 5 for the Blue Jays. Lynn, Wells, and Overby against Pinheiro. Sinker missing down low. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Lynn serving as the DH in all 3 games in this series. He's hit a fly ball to left and a comebacker to Pinheiro. We're close to strikes. A little frustration there on the part of Pinheiro. It's 3 balls and no strikes.
Well, what had happened there, the front shoulder opened up and it made his elbow drag because he was out too far in front of his leg. Go to finish off the mechanics and have that run in action.
Rami Lewis, the left-hander's up and loosening. First man up now for Toronto. There's a 3-0. There's a strike, 3-1. Missed outside, and that's a walk. The Jim Reynolds strike zone this afternoon has been kind of erratic. It's not been consistent as we've seen, at least throughout this series. It all started with that breaking pitch that Howie Kendrick was struck out on. It was nowhere near the strike zone early on in this game. Vernon Wells steps in with a man on, nobody out. First man to reach since that single by Jeremy Reed. Vernon swinging at the first pitch, fouls it off.
So one good thing, though, when you're a sinker ball pitcher, you're 1 pitch away from getting that double play and getting 2 outs. Again, you have to throw strikes. You can think you're around the strike zone and get that ground ball.
Vernon's grounded out twice, once to third, once to short. This one on the ground at third is Sturris to Kendrick. Relay to first in time. Round the horn double play.
Mush has made some outstanding plays. Some tough ones, too. And a great turn by Howie Kendrick at second. Good feed, though. It's set up by Mush's good throw to second base. Boy, Howie get in position to be able to catch and throw and turn that double play. Nice play. Good feed. High one right around chest level. That's what you want. When you're a second baseman, you want that throw around chest level so you can catch, throw it, and still be able to protect yourself from the guy sliding in.
Overbay swinging through that one, and it's 0-1. One ball, one strike. Blue Jay first baseman has walked and struck out, as you see Francisco Rodriguez loosening. Up for the second time this year. Pitched in 1 game, as we called before the game yesterday. Bobby Cazaval being sent down to AAA Salt Lake. Two-one from Pinheiro. Right down the middle, 2-2.
Only 10 ground ball outs, just 1 fly out, 6 punch outs.
This one up the first base line. Nicely played by Morales. Takes it himself. There's out number 3. Kendrick Morales having a nice game. He'll come up, lead things off when we head to the bottom of the 6th in a 3-3 tie.
It's a break right here after 2 walks lead off the inning. Howie down the line, off the glove of Encarnacion to score a run, and then Michael Ryan turns off some cheese on the inner half. Drives in Meister, ties up the ball game. Well, doubles, key hits for the Halos.
3-3 tie here at the Big A, the bottom of the 6th inning. Morales, Matsui, Napoli to face a new pitcher on for Toronto. Brendan Morrow is out. Rami Lewis is in. Big left-hander, 27 years of age, 6'6", 205-pounder. See his numbers, pitching now his 10th game, a 2.40 ERA.
Did a nice job as far as manning the zone. His 15 innings, his 10 hits allowed. 12 punch-outs.
Lewis has been extremely difficult on left-handers. 167 batting average for lefties against Lewis. Guy originally in the Baltimore Orioles organization. Kendry takes down low for ball 1.
Unusual stance, stretched position, throwing across his body, hiding the baseball well. Looks like a batter in the closed-off stance.
Morales into the alley in left center field. That's a base hit. Vernon over to cut it off. Does so to the backhand. And Kendry will slam on the brakes, stop at first base, a leadoff single.
Well, Vernon Wells playing extremely deep in center field, able to cut that baseball off. Otherwise, you've seen Austin Jackson to the Tigers and Curtis Brandis to the Yankees. They play shallow. That ball would have split the alley, a bit of double. Good swing for Kendry. You can see how deep Vernon Wells was playing. Able to cut it off, but a base hit, leading off the inning.
And right away, a visit to the mound here. This has nothing to do with Rami Lewis. This is all a John Buck conversation, it seems.
It's like pitch selection. Why are you going with that? Pitch. That's an unusual conversation.
Matsui's 1 for 2, had a single in the 4th, struck out back in the 2nd. Morrow, by the way, with 5 innings, struck out 6, walked 4, gave him 3 hits, 3 runs. Also hit a man. First pitch fastball is down and away. Sean Camp is up and loosening as well. Mentions Lewis, a 4th round pick in 2001. By the Baltimore Orioles, picked up by the Blue Jays. This is his first time in the big leagues. That'll even the count.
Lewis will try to spot that fastball against the left-handed batters, 89 to 91 range, but he wants that sweeping breaking pitch to be able to get the swing and miss.
One. Matsui out to deep right. Forget about this one. Into Matsui land is Hideki goes big fly, a 2-run shot, and the Angels are up 5-3.
Well, how long are we waiting for the center of baseball up on the inner half? Gaston to come out now after that one and take him out of the ball game. But Lewis, mistake pitch. Came right back with another fastball. Well, that ball was crushed. Talk about a baseball getting out in a hurry and far.
Matsui with his 6th home run of the year. A pitching change. Angels up 5-3.
Lewis knew it right away, no doubter. They're the type of pitches right there after you release, so the Exmo will show that fastball, four-seam fastball, this extremely hittable. You don't even give the customary look back because you know how far that baseball is going to end up going.
Sean Camp now is in the ball game for the Blue Jays. 5-3 Halos.
Boy, it's got to be a good feeling for Matsui there to be able to center up a baseball, hit it that hard. A couple hits today. Maybe, just maybe, starting to get hot. You never know.
Hadn't homered in quite some time. There's Napoli, a strikeout victim. Rolled into a fielder's choice. He's 0 for 2. Camp gets him to foul off to the right. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Camp not overpowering with his fastball. You can get it anywhere between 86 and 90 miles an hour. His bread and butter is a slider. Big pitch for him, especially against right-handed batters. We're mixing a changeup against a lefty. You saw that Mike Napoli's crushed some hanging sliders over the plate of late.
Matsui's last home run coming on May the 14th against the A's. It was a 3-run shot. This one a 2-run shot. 2-1 on its way. Pulled the string, 2-2. This one foul off to the right. Camp with that sinking fastball and just enough movement for Napoli to top it foul. Two balls, 2 strikes. Napoli goes down swinging, chasing that slider. And there's out number 1. Hey folks, the next Wells Fargo Big Bang Friday takes place this Friday against the Seattle Mariners. Tickets for that game still available for $5 off ticket window prices in select shooting areas when using the password HALO at angelsbaseball.com or the Angel Stadium ticket window.
Tremendous fireworks. That's where you got Billy Mack and Jose down there by the rock pile with the fireworks going off for the post-game show.
Billy Mack at times got some good hair, doesn't he? At times. Meister trying to drop one down, fouls it back. He steers with a fly ball to center, a walk and a run scored. Camp's been around a while. Originally in the Padres organization, is Meister. Puts it up the first base line. Buck decides to play it. That's a fair ball. Out of the shallow right field. His is trying to go to second base, and he is out at second.
Well, that's some kind of play by Batista out of right field.
I don't know if Meister didn't think that Gonzalez was going to be covering there, but Bautista helps out John Buck, who just made a very poor decision to pick that baseball up. He had no chance whatsoever. Looked like that ball was spinning toward the foul line.
Yeah, that's one time the baseball would go foul in this stadium here. Most times it rolls back, but that had that spin action. But Bautista, what a strong throw on the run, bare hand. It's worth the gamble, though, for Meister in that spot, but Bautista just a better play.
You think it'll be called an infield hit. It is for Asturias. Put out going 9-6. 2 outs, bases clear for Ryan, who has a 1-ball, no strike count. Feeling feisty coming off the DL. Trying to take the extra 90 feet. Ryan with the RBI double in the 4th, a walk and a run scored. This one out towards left field. Jeremy Reed is there, makes the catch. There is the 3rd out of the inning, but the Angels take their first lead of the game, courtesy of Hideki Matsui. 6th home run of the year, deep to right. Angels up 5-3 through 6. Angels up 5-3 as we start the top of the 7th inning. Kevin Jepson has come to the play into the game to replace Joel Pinheiro. As we go back and take a look at the Hyundai keys to the game.
Well, the key was getting that sinker, keep it in sync. Ground ball after ground ball, 11 ground ball outs, 6 punch outs for Joel Pinheiro today. Solid, only 2 hits allowed in 6 innings. Good bounce back game after that tough one at Busch Stadium in St. Louis.
2 hits overall. The walks came back to haunt him in that 2nd inning. That's when the Blue Jays scored 3 times to take a 3-0 lead, but the Angels patiently chipping away, and now with a 5-3 lead here in the 7th. First pitch hacking is Alex Gonzalez, fouling it straight back. Kevin now pitching in his 21st game, 5.63 ERA. He's got a new left fielder in Reggie Willis, who takes over for Michael Ryan. Jepson last pitched on Sunday, went 1 inning, struck out a man. It's a 1-2-3 inning for him. Gonzalez, Bautista, Buck here in the 7th. Fouled off the shin guard of Napoli. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. One, two. Gonzalez goes down, looking on a fastball right down the middle, anticipating that breaking pitch. An 0 for 3 afternoon with 3 punch outs. There's out number 1.
Yeah, he was almost trying to think about hitting that slider off the outside part of the plate, shoot in the right field, but that type of approach at 97, right down the heart of the plate.
The struggles for Alex Gonzalez continue. We mentioned earlier that he was hitting .330 when this early on in the season when the Angels were up in Toronto. His batting average at .269 coming into today. Now dropping down with the over. Bautista's 0 for 1. Jepson falling behind at 2 balls and no strikes.
There's no question he's going to be looking fastball, and Jepson has a good one. Challenge him with the fastball in the outer half. Make him use the big part of the yard.
Two and one. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Well, Bautista didn't like that pitch. There's no question that's on the inner half. Fastball to the outside corner, fastball to the inside corner.
Bautista just needs to get back in the batter's box.
Exactly, and swing at this cut fastball.
2-2. Off the end of the bat. Tough play for Meister Sturz. That's going to be an infield single. Almost to the point where I was going to say that it's like you look at the 5 walks that he's picked up in this series. It's almost giving him too much respect for a guy that traditionally throughout his career has been an all or nothing type of hitter. I mean, just because he's run into 15 home runs this year doesn't automatically make him a 300 contact type of guy. He's still striking out at a high rate. That's why when you take a look at the reaction on that pitch that was a strike, you just kind of want to wave him off and just, get back in the box.
Anything close to the strike zone, you ring him up there. He did get that cut fastball hit off the end of the bat. Again, you're right. He's a guy that's generally up there hacking almost every pitch.
John Buck, the same type of hitter. Fouling this one into the upper tank, and it's no balls and strike. Buck had that infield single with a run scored in the second and struck out looking in the fourth. No balls and 2 strikes. Toronto has Jason Frazier up now, Lucy. Oh, 2. Good fastball in. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You can see some hitters now thinking in lines that they're trying to catch up to that cut fastball at the outside corner. You run that fastball inside, when you get that type of reaction, you almost got a swing out of it too, with movement at 95 miles an hour.
Got him swinging. Down goes Buck. There's out number 2.
Talk about it. Just an absolutely nasty pitch. After that up and in fastball gets that slider off the outside corner at 87. See how the wrist turns? The seams run. You just see that little dot. That's a true slider to Kevin Jepson / cut fastball he throws.
Encarnacion steps in 0 for 1 with a walk. Bautista's still at first base, and he'll take a strike. This one lined into deep left center field, and that's going to go all the way to the wall. Bautista will come around. He'll score. It's an RBI double, and it is 5-4 Angels. Encarnacion with his 17th RBI, and it's a one-run game now.
And that was a breaking pitch, that cut fastball that got too much of the plate, flattened out. The pitch before that he threw backed up on him too, a very hittable pitch, same spot. This time Encarnacion did not miss it.
Top of the order now, Jeremy Reed at the plate. He's 1 for 3, had the 2 RBI single in the second inning. He'll take a fastball for a strike. Reed out of Bonita, California, Long Beach State. On the corner, 0-2. On its way. And perhaps overthrow the fastball a little bit. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Now you have a hitter looking out over the plate. Fastballs 3 times. Fastball inside corner will freeze him. He'll be right around belt high.
On the ground to first. Morales has got it. Waves off Jepson. There's out number 3. 7th inning stretch down to the game. Halos have a 5-4 lead. Phone and wireless. Visit at AT&T.com or call 1-800-PICK-AT&T for deep. Details and by your Southern California Ford dealers, where you'll find the new Transit Connect. Check it out at scforddealers.com. Oh, they're rocking out to the Buttercup song here in the bottom of the 7th at the Big A. 5-4 Angels. Going back to our FoxSportsWest.com poll question. Who'll end up with more strikeouts this year? Irvin Santana at 77%. Jared Weaver at 23%. Billy Mack and Jose Mota will have the results of the post-game show. Jason Frazier comes on now for Sean Camp here at the bottom of the 7th. Halo setting up 1, 2, and 3. Ibar, Kendrick, and Abreu.
Frazier with a very good fastball, 90 to 94 range. Good swing and miss slider and a split finger fastball.
Ibar trying to bunt his way on. Puts it right back to the mound, and there's out number 1. The Angels saw Frazier for 2/3 of an inning on Monday night. All zeros for the right-hander. Howie Kendrick 1 for 3. An RBI double in the third inning. Fastball is into for a strike. Blue Jays have managed 4 hits in this run, while the Angels have managed 6. Pinheiro is still the pitcher of record, looking for his 4th win. Fernando Rodney getting loose. Will pitch the 8th. Will be facing 2, 3, and 4 for the Blue Jays. Hill, Lynn, and Wells. Howie out to right field on the line. Bautista had a good jump on him, kept his eye on it, makes the catch. 2 outs. And the Angels have a great ticket special available for games this Friday through Sunday. That's the Mariners series. Fans can save $5 off ticket window prices from select days when using the password HALO at angelsbaseball.com or the Angels Stadium ticket window.
Really a great series. You got Cliff Lee in the first game, King Felix in the third game.
Yep. Lee and Scott Kazmir Friday night. Ian Snell, Jared Weaver Saturday. Felix Hernandez and Joe Saunders on Sunday afternoon. Abreu taking outside. Bobby's walked, hit a sac fly, and grounded out, so just 0 for 1. The RBI he picked up with that sac fly in the third, his 24th. One pitch. Bobby takes the breaking ball low. 2 balls in the strike. Frazier's not a big guy, but he could rush it up there a little bit.
There's definitely a guy that you always hear that terminology for, uses his leg, a drop and drive type pitcher. Unusual delivery too. He pulls the baseball out of the glove before he's going through his windup in the end.
On the outside corner, 2-2. He's been extremely effective for Cito Gaston, having allowed just 1 earned run over his last 11 innings. At times has been used as a closer. He's picked up 35 career saves. And Bobby goes down looking. Frazier has a 1-2-3 inning. We head to the 8th. Fernando Rodney's coming on to face 2, 3, and 4. The Blue Jays with the Angels still up. game recap. Michael Ryan ripping a double down into the right field corner. That came in the fourth inning to tie things up. And Hideki Matsui goes boom, a two-run shot. Angels at that point go up 5-3. The Blue Jays have gotten one of those back since. And that's where we stand right now. 5-4 Angels as we start the top of the eighth inning with Fernando Rodney coming on to face the Toronto Blue Jays.
Last time out, Fernando had a tough time throwing strikes. His fastball was very good. He was clocked at 97 miles an hour in St. Louis. Changeup had been very good also. And it's been a situation where he's walked some batters and put him in a situation where a base hit cost him that game the other day.
See the 2 earned runs coming in against Fernando Rodney in 2/3 of an inning. First blown save he had since August 1st of last year. Still, opponents have batted just .200 against the right-handed. He misses down low for ball 1. Aaron Hill 0 for 3. Let's take a look at Scott Downs. Hill a strikeout, a fielder's choice, and a ground out. That last ground out back in the 5th inning. That was a terrific play by Meiser Sturz. Hill, a moonshot to left. Reggie Willits is under it. 1 out. That'll bring up Adam Lynn.
Number 26.
Blue Jays DH 0 for 2 with a walk. Halos looking to take the series here in the rubber game with this 3-game set. Be their 23rd victory of the year. Move back to 3 games under 500. Pick up a game on the Rangers, who lost to Kansas City earlier today. That would put them at 4 games back in the West.
All that winning series, Mike Such always preaches that. Don't mind if they can hold on to this lead against a very good club like Toronto.
This one towards left, chasing Willits, but he got a good jump on that one. Didn't sound all that good, but Lynn's got some power. Reggie's able to track it down for out number 2.
It seemed like he got it off the end.
That's what I thought.
Even the first reaction from Reggie out in left field was that he didn't think he squared that up too well. It was very strong. And that's a pretty good pitch off the end of the bat. Reggie's able to track that and make that play, but that ball did have some carry to it.
Vernon Wells swings at the first pitch changeup, and it's 0-1.
Great spot. Perfect pitch. Vernon Wells was thinking one thing, getting a fastball and driving it. Instead, Fernando Rodney threw a perfect changeup.
Fastball missing low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Foul tipped. Another good off-speed pitch.
Boy, that arm action on that changeup is amazing. You see Vernon Wells starting to move his body forward, but he's trying to keep his hands back because the changeup is at 81 miles an hour compared to a 94 mile an hour fastball. Difficult to do for a hitter.
One, 2. Hard hit up the third base line. Passes Sturz. Reggie over to cut it off. Vernon heading to second. He is in there with a double. Rodney and Napoli trying to sneak that fastball on the inside part of the plate.
Fastball in, unless you're going off the plate inside. Still a dangerous pitch. You want to force the big part of the field late in the ball game. This by Meiser has made so many acrobatic plays at third base today.
Wells representing the tying run now in scoring position as Lyle Overbay steps up. 0 for 2 with a walk, a strikeout, and a ground out. Ibar trying to keep Wells close to the bag as Overbay takes that changeup for a strike, and that'll even account. $34,504 here at the Big A this afternoon for a 4 o'clock start. Good changeup again.
Again, if you're an infield, even if you can't make the play, you got to try to knock down this baseball no matter what. That's a great changeup. Position not only to make the play, but if you can't make that play, you got to give up the body to knock it down to keep it in the infield.
1-2. Got him with the changeup. Down goes Overbay. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Taylor's up by 4. Jack's new grilled breakfast sandwich on grilled artisan bread with a cup of the new Kona Classic coffee. And by Toyota. Get a great deal on Toyota's full line of hybrid and fuel-efficient vehicles at your Toyota dealer today. Bottom of the 8th inning here at the Big A. Fernando Rodney doing a nice job in that 8th inning. With the Angels up by the score of 5-4. If you want all of the information that's going on in Southern California, be sure to log on to FoxSportsWest.com. You can get Gooby's blog, but on top of that, you can get motivated. He'll answer your questions. Just log on to FoxSportsWest.com and ask away.
Motivated.
Scott Downs, a left-hander, takes over here in the bottom of the 8th. Jason Frazier working a 1-2-3 7th. Downs got into the game on Monday, went 1 inning, struck out 2, gave up a hit.
Decent fastball for a lefty, 86 to 90. It's a curveball, a slider, and also a changeup.
Missing downstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Angels looking for some base runners, trying to get some insurance runs here in the 8th.
I believe Torrey's going to be swinging rather hard at this pitch.
And why not?
2-0, thick and fastball.
In the midst of a 10-game hitting streak, takes low, and it's 3 balls and no strikes.
Green light for sure, 3-0.
Takes a strike. For a moment there, it looked like he was going to pull the trigger, but didn't.
Don Fuentes up in the bullpen in a closing situation. Might get a little more leeway with a couple runs here. Halos get an opportunity. That's a good pitch to drive for Torrey.
Full count now. Torrey out to straightaway center field, chasing Vernon Wells back, and he tracks it down. Well struck, but nothing to show for it. There's out number one. Hey folks, help send your favorite Angels to this year's All-Star Game by voting up to 25 times at angelsbaseball.com or MLB.com. You've got an Angels player you want to see here July 13th. Log on to angelsbaseball.com. Vote early, vote often. Vote Angels.
This guy right here might be in that All-Star game. Should be in that All-Star game.
Absolutely. It's a shame he's not in the top 5 right now as far as voting is concerned. Still early. (1-0). 2 balls and no strikes.
Downs is trying to spot the fastball, seeing if he get the hitters to be overly aggressive and swinging pitches out of the zone, particularly down off the outside part.
Second straight batter, which he's fallen behind at 3-0.
And again, Mike Scioscia gives particularly his power hitters the opportunity, if they want, and they feel comfortable, to get a pitch in their spot, they can swing away 3-0. Torrey wasn't comfortable in that one pitch. He was down in, and he thought it might have been ball 4.
Skied out towards right center field. 2 outs. The top of the 9th inning, Brian Fuentes will face Gonzalez, Bautista, Buck, all 3 right-handed batters. Brian will be looking for his 7th save as Matsui steps up now. A multi-hit game for Hideki with the single and the home run. A 2-run shot in the 6th inning, making it 5-3 Angels. Toronto getting a run in the 7th.
2-run home run off the lefty also. Facing another lefty pitcher here in Downs.
And again, he has fallen behind at 2 balls and no strikes.
You're not all that successful when you're behind the count 2-0, 3 batters, but so far he's fortunate enough to hit the baseball in the ballpark. Torrey crushed at the center field, and Kenner just missed hit his out.
2-1. Last multi-hit game that Hideki had was back on May 14th. It's also the last time he hit a home run prior to today. Ended up going 2 for 3 there. 2 for 3 in this one as well. And this one out to deep right. Bautista back, makes the catch. And there's out number 3. So perhaps we are starting to see the signs of the breakout. We head to the 9th. Angels up 5-4, trying to close it out. Folks, this week on Fox Saturday Baseball, the Mariners head to Anaheim to take out TOR AT ANA. The Angels or the Cardinals take on the Cubs in a showdown between bitter National League Central rivals. Fox Saturday Baseball, presented by Budweiser, returns this week at 1 p.m. Pacific. Check your local listings for the game and start time in your area. Brian Fuentes on in relief as we start the ninth with the Halos up by the score of 5-4. Fuentes looking for a seventh save. He'll face Gonzalez, Bautista, and then John Buck.
He always getting ahead of the count for Fuentes. When he has the comfort of throwing that fastball for a strike, then he's more apt to be able to get that sweeping breaking pitch to get a swing and miss, and also the changeup.
Alex Gonzalez 0 for 3. 3 punch outs. First pitch off speed is outside. One out. There's a strike into the knees. Brian last pitched on the 20th of May. That was in that Chicago series, picking up that save. He had to go through a tough stretch of hitters as well to pick up that save against the White Sox. As Gonzalez takes low, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Brian retiring Paul Konerko, Alex Rios, and Carlos Quinton, all 3 on fly ball outs. Two one. Good fastball there, humping up to 90. Evens the count at 2-2.
Though a dangerous pitch up in the strike zone, he gets a lot of swings and misses at pitches that are elevated around belt high or higher. So it looks inviting for a hitter, but then it gets by him in the end.
Two. Popped him up. Shallow right. Abreu coming in. Kendrick going out. Bobby has the ball go off his glove. Gonzalez in at second. On what should have been the first out of the inning. I don't know why Bobby would stop running there. He's going to get charged with an error.
Well, again, that was that elevated fastball, the perfect spot. He knows he's out. At least he thinks he is. Now he's going out, waiting to be called off. And Bobby, at the last second, hesitated. Ball hit off his glove.
5th error of the year for Bobby Abreu. What should have been out number 1, bases clear. Instead, the potential tying run is at second base. Bautista takes a strike. He's 1 for 2 with a walk and a single. He's also grounded out. Check swing, looked like he went around. It's a strike. 0-2.
Well, this is about not only you want to get an out here, but you want to try at all costs to get that ball hit to either short or third or a strikeout to prevent Gonzalez to be able to advance to get to third base with 1 out.
Here's the 0-2. Cold strike 3 on the inside part of the plate. Down goes Bautista.
That's a perfect pitch. Paint the inside corner. Talk about hitting your spot. Great job by Napoli to set up, frame that pitch. Give Jim Reynolds the opportunity to be able to call that. 4-seam fastball, ex-motion 4-seam. True. No movement. Stays along the line, hit the spot.
So 1 out for John Buck with Gonzalez still at second. way outside. There's ball one.
Well, he pushes that changeup at times, Fuentes. He's got to stay on top of that pitch. Trust it. Trust the grip.
John Buck today 1 for 3. A single and a run scored in that 3-run second inning against Pinheiro. But he has struck out the last two at-bats. Once looking, once swinging. That's what you're talking about.
Much better action on that changeup. Stayed within his mechanics. The pitch before they pushed it out. This time he stayed on top. Screwball action on the changeup.
Fuentes stepping off after glancing back toward second base where Gonzalez was at. Now Mike's going to come out. One and one to count. Have to throw that changeup again. It's 2 balls and a strike.
This situation where John Buck's going to be sitting on a fastball here. Again, trust your mechanics. Use that sink or elevate it above the belt.
The 2-1 pitch. Good pitch there. Locked up Buck. That'll leave an account of 2-2.
No question. He was looking fastball. A sweeping breaking pitch. Well, he was looking out, trying to get that fastball, and instead gets a breaking ball in the inside part of 74.
Two on its way. Fastball ripped into the left field corner. That'll tie this game up. Buck in his second with a double. They're knotted up at 5. The error by Bobby Abreu. Coming around to score.
Well, a fastball this time down in the strike zone. Spot that Buck likes to be able to drive the ball. If you go in fastball, you want to go above the belt. See how it was down. That we realized you could see he was setting the target. He wanted the fastball up.
Mike McCoy pinch runs at second base for John Buck. Here's Edwin Encarnacion. The RBI by Buck is 26th, and it costs a chance for Yoel Pinheiro, who bounced back after a tough start. With his chance at his 4th win of the year. Oh, 1. Encarnacion out to center. Chasing Torrey back. McCoy looks like he's going to try to tag it second. He does so. Here comes a throw from Torrey, and it's not a time.
He's pretty quick, McCoy. That situation is worth the gamble. Especially when you got Torrey going back on that fly ball. You get yourself to third base. Force the defense to make a play. Also forced to catch or be able to block a pitch in the dirt for Mike Mappus, who's going to be in a situation where he has to block every pitch if it's overthrown.
As the Blue Jays closer, former Angel Kevin Gregg's up and loosening. 12 saves for him on the year. Here's Jeremy Reed. Waves at that first pitch, and it's 0-1. Reed 1 for 4, 2 RBI single in the second. Halos have the bottom third of their order due up in the bottom of the ninth. Napoli, Asturis, Willits. Deal 1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Oh, 2 from Fuentes. This one's tapped foul. Another 0-2. Try to get him to chase that fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, that's the location you want to go with John Buck, that fastball up.
And the way Greg's pitching, it looks like he's coming in regardless. One, 2. Ripped foul. And Cito Gaston is used in this one. Rami Lewis, Sean Kent, Jason Frazier, Scott Downs.
Well, this is a spot right now. You have to throw this pitch on the outer half of that breaking pitch. Too much to the plate. Lefty pulling open. He wants that ball in the inner half.
Fastball. Reed thought he was struck out. I mean, when a hitter gives you that kind of reaction, he figures he's been rung up.
Well, he definitely thought he was looking for a breaking pitch. He got the fastball.
2-2. Called strike 3. Down goes Reed. We head to the bottom of the ninth. In a tie game, it'll be Napoli, Asturis, and Willits. Brian Fuentes giving up a run, but that run got on base because of the error of Bobby Abreu. Brian ended up giving up 1 hit and striking out 2 in that ninth inning.
And that's the unfortunate thing. He's going to end up getting a blown save out of that, but he threw the ball well. Oh, and he's going to get a W here. A walk-off home run here by Napoli.
Scott Downs is still in the game. Jose Molina had to come in from the bullpen because Cito Gaston had pinch run for John Buck, so that's what Downs is waiting for. He's basically ready to go. He's already thrown 1 inning, gave up 3 fly ball outs. Torrey Hunter and Kendra Morales just missing on there. Same with Hideki Matsui, a hard out to right field. It'll be Napoli as Sturris Willits is scheduled 3 here against the left-hander Scott Downs. Mike Napoli in this one is 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Go back to last night. Yet another home run. See if he could do it again here. Downs, as we saw in the 8th inning, pitching behind all 3 guys. He actually fell behind on Hunter Morales at 3 balls and no strikes before Torrey lined it in deep center field, and Kendry hacked away at 3-0 pitch, just got underneath it.
That's a dangerous spot for Downs to come inside with not an overpowering fastball.
1-0. Foul at the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. Blue Jays with 5 runs on 6 hits. They've stranded 5. The Angels 5 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, possibly 1 in the 9th, and 4 left on base. The 1-1. Napoli breaks his bat. Luke for the left center. There's a base hit. Over to cut it off is Reed. Napoli trying for second. He is in there with a lead-off double.
It's a great base running. He saw that Reed was going to cut off, and because he's left-handed, fielder in left field, he's going to have to get the ball and then throw it across his body. He sensed that, read that out of the batter's box, and took advantage of it. Pitch on the inner half, breaking pitch, 82. See Reed catching it, but he's got the left-handed glove to be able to make that play, and you see right here, Napoli sensed he's got a shot at it. Head first slide into second base.
So Meiser, Sturris will step up now. Corner infielders in for the Blue Jays. Overbay in on the grass at first. Same with Encarnacion at third base. Anticipating a bunt. We've got Willits on deck. Ibar to follow. Meiser bunts it foul. And with the way Overbay is charging at first base, this is one of those situations that we've seen a couple of times this year that Meiser and a left-hander on the mound might as well try for the push bunt towards second base.
It's vacated.
You got Aaron Hill breaking toward the bag at first base. You make solid contact, all of a sudden you could potentially get the winning run home. Meiser tentatively bunting there. Bunts it foul. It still balls to 2 strikes.
You just got to forget about it at that point. You didn't get your job done as far as getting the bunt down. Now to hit a ground ball to the right side. Still accomplished the work. Get Napoli to third base with 1 out. He has such good back control. He can definitely get that ball to the right side.
Big hole on the left side. He takes that pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Meiser in this one is 1 for 2. A fly to center, a walk with a run scored, and a single in the 6th inning. Fouled that one back.
You see the cat and mouse game. Downs is staying inside, which makes it more difficult for a hitter to be able to hit the ball to the right side. And Meiser trying to keep his hands in and go inside out on that pitch.
The Blue Jays playing their outfield extremely shallow. All the way around from left to right. Reed, Wells, Bautista. The 1-2 on the ground to the right side. Overbay goes over to cut it off. Feeds Downs. And they get the out. Napoli moves to third. Nice job on Meiser Sturris.
perfect job. The reality is he handles the bat so well. He had confidence that he can go inside out with that pitch. Just put it in play.
Juan Rivera will be called upon to pinch hit here for Reggie Willicks. I was very surprised to see Overbeck go that far. Not an easy play for a left-handed pitcher falling to the third base side to get over there and have to deal with the footwork as well.
But he barely got the base down when he went over to cover first, and Meister run the well. You see how he shortened up the swing just to hit the ball that way. Overbeck covering a lot of ground and turns around, and now it's barely got the back corner of the base. Again, it forced the situation too. Not only that, you never know with the aggressive base running.
Tito Gaston's going to come out and talk things over.
The options are, do you walk Juan Rivera to set up a double play situation? You bring the infield in, you bring an extra infielder in, like you see Mike Sosa do a lot with 5 infielders. You do that with the bases loaded, because then you have force plays around.
So Reggie, who was a defensive replacement in the 7th inning, doesn't even get a plate appearance tonight. And Juan Rivera gets a chance to play hero with 1 out and man at third base. We've got Ibar on deck.
Well, they do pitch him, which I don't think they're going to do. No, they're going to walk him.
There's ball 2.
Well, the big question becomes, does Tito Gaston walk Eric Ibar to load the bases? Eric Ibar difficult to hit it, get a double play ball because he runs so well.
This will be the 2nd intentional walk to Juan Rivera this year. And just the 7th against the Angels. There's ball 4. So 1st and 3rd now with 1 out. We've got Howie Kendrick now on deck. Molina looking into the dugout on the first base side. It looks like they're going to walk him as well. And sure enough, back-to-back intentional walks are going to load him up.
The big thing is now he's throwing 8 pitches in a row off the plate. Obviously, intentionally walking to do that. Is it easy to get your mechanics backing up to throw a pitch in the strike zone? So Howie's got to be in that spot where he's got to look for a fastball, a pitch he can get in the air, and not overswinging a pitch out of the zone.
And against a guy that has struggled to throw strikes early on in the count, we go back to that 9th inning, falling behind 3-0, 3-0 a couple of occasions. Has done the same here.
I think the approach to the plate in this situation is you be patient. Get a pitch that's elevated enough that you can hit the ball in the air if you're Howie Kendrick.
So the Angels have him loaded up with 1 out here in the 9th inning. Howie Kendrick steps to the plate. Napoli at 3rd, Rivera at 2nd. It'll be Ibar at 1st. The only run that matters is that of Mike Napoli at 3rd base. Howie had a double with an RBI in the 3rd inning. A 1-for-4 afternoon. Infield still in for the Blue Jays. Outfield extremely shallow.
The reason why you see those numbers from Howie is because he hasn't been patient enough to be able to get a pitch to drive in these spots. Get a fastball, elevate, and hit in the air.
First pitch, outside, ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. Takes downstairs. 2 balls and no strikes.
You know what? I'm thinking the lines of unless this ball's right down there, I'm taking a pitch. 8 pitches in a row out of the zone. from experience, when you walk a guy, your mechanics are out because you're just kind of aiming the pitch in there, and all of a sudden now you got to throw a fastball in the zone with the bases loaded, game on the line. It's difficult.
Down, stepping off. Kendrick backing away. Two-0 pitch. Howie toward the middle, knocked out by Gonzalez. He comes home. They get the force out. Wheeler, the first, not in time. 2 outs.
That is some kind of play by Gonzalez. When you make that throw, an accurate throw from the knees, you almost get a double play.
Juan Rivera must have forgotten that the bases were loaded because he was caught up between second and third. He didn't break with the ball on the ground and the bases loaded. So Bobby Abreu gets a chance to atone for the error at the top of the eighth. Or pardon me, the top of the ninth. 2 outs, however. Bobby's 0 for 2 with a sac fly and a walk as he takes inside for ball 1. And the 2 outs, the outfield for Toronto back to normal depth. Same goes to the infield. That'll even the count. Downs is ready. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Bobby, little dribbler foul. One and 2 the count on Abreu. You've got Rivera at third base. Ibar at second, Kendrick at first. Bobby delivered a grand slam that first road trip against the New York Yankees. All you need here is a base hit, the 1-2. He takes low, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Juan Rivera's got to get a good secondary lead. Downs with no wild pitches so far this season, but when you're in a count like it's a breaking ball count, you never know with the pitch in the dirt.
The 2-2. Abreu into left field. Base hit! Light that baby up! Bobby Abreu with the game winner!
And how incredible is that for Bobby Abreu? He got a chance to atone for the play in the field, gets an opportunity on a fastball out over the plate. His typical swing has made him so effective throughout his career, going with the pitch, base hit to the left. Angels win another series. Huge win after it looked like he was going to be able to get out of that inning. Scott Downs was after getting that ground ball to Howie Kendrick and a great play by Alex Gonzalez at home to force Mike Napoli. But look at that swing. Stayed back, knew he got it. Played a lot of games, but still excited about winning a ball game with that pitch on the outer half.
Well, Brian Fuentes, who got charged with a blown save in the ninth, picks up the win, his second of the year, while Downs takes the loss. A 6-5 victory for the Angels. Nicely done by Bobby Abreu, picking himself up. The Angels now 23-26. Once again, the final 6-5 Halos. Let's go down to Michael Eaves.
All right, Victor, thanks a lot. Bobby, I know that after that play in the field, you just wanted a chance to be able to be in a position to win this game. Talk to me about the redemption you feel after getting that game-winning hit.
No doubt. When you make a mistake in the right field like that and it costs the game, you know, you want that at bat. You want to just be in that situation that you can bring it back, and that's what I did. You know, I want that challenge, and we just get a base hit for win the game.
Talk to us about that at bat. It was 1-2, then it was 2-2, and you went the other way, just trying to get something out of the infield.
Well, I always trying to just put the ball in play. I don't want to stroke out and that, you know. So he threw me slider and that, so I can go to the other way without a problem and hit on the hole. So that was good.
Let's talk about this game as a whole, because this is a game you didn't want to lose, considering how it started and how you had a lead going late. But it also gave you a win in this series. Talk about how important that is.
That's very important. Those, you know, Toronto be playing good all year round, and our pitchers, they doing such a good job. So we have to just score runs and win the games, and especially these games. This game today, it was a nice game. We battled the whole time, and we don't want to lose it. So especially the Seattle's coming back to the town.
The 7th time in your career you've ended the game with a walk-off hit. Bobby Abreu, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
The Angels win it 6-5, and as he said, a very important win to win this series before going into the weekend and an off day. Abreu going the other way in the bottom of the 9th inning as the Angels win it 6-5. Angels Live is coming up next.